show. Let's see what has been happening in the wrestling world. Welcome to the show, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The Two Count, always the best guests in Midwest. The Two Count, wait time guaranteed because we're the best of the best. Meet Big Ace and JR, Top Shelf Tommy, we're about to start. Welcome to the Two Count. It's time to dig deep into the wrestling world. Welcome to the Two Count, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The Two Count.
The Two Count. The Two Count, where comedy meets wrestling. Please comment, share, like, and start a hype train for God's sakes. And now, here are the hosts of The Two Count. Comedian John Russell, wrestling broadcaster Big Ace, and everybody's favorite heel, Top Shelf Tommy.
How's things now, jackasses, huh? You happy? Here, let me move that over there. There we go. Now we're back in our normal order. Okay. Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you.
Fuck off.
I have you.
Thomas, fuck off.
Oh, first of all, do not start with me.
Thank you, Tina.
Shut up. I'll mute you. I've had it with all of the garbage. This is bullshit.
I think you hate me because I'm wearing a Brother Lee shirt, you fucking weirdo.
No, that's not it at all. I mean, anybody else
Whoa!
wearing that shirt? Anybody else wearing that shirt would
bro? Whoa, bro!
Dude, JR said it with his mind.
Ebhags94, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome, guys. If you have anything we want us to talk about, wrestling or other things, throw it in the chat. We'll talk about it tonight.
Oh boys, you know we got to talk about Double or Nothing.
We'll talk about Double or Nothing.
Yeah, okay. Who wants to buy my fucking tickets? Because they still for
you haven't
sale.
sold them yet?
No.
Oh,
dude, did you?
They're online. They've been online for a month.
Who did you buy them through?
Access.
Okay, because I had trouble with the fucking first wrestling show trying to resell some of those. So
It says they're listed. It's just no one's buying them.
See, I think you're gonna have to probably wait until like fucking Saturday, dude. Unfortunately,
I hope. Oh no, I hope. As long as I sell, I'm fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if not, I'll eat the money just because it's, it is what it is. We had to buy those tickets when we still thought we were going. Otherwise,
yeah. But if anybody knows anybody who lives in the Las Vegas area that wants to go to Double or Nothing, make sure
base value, bro. I just want to
go.
Just want to get my money back, and they're good seats, upper level, row H, looking
dude.
down at the ring and the walkway, kind of
nice.
like what we had for All Out JR.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Y'all should know that Ace has been to a few Double or Nothings, so if he says they're good seats, they're good seats. He's not trying to bullshit you. They have not changed the arena there in Vegas. It's still the same one they use.
How many Double or Nothings have you been to?
I mean, I feel like I should say a couple now, but I've been to 0. And on top of that, they did move arena this year to the T-Mobile and not MGM.
Listen, I'm going to say this as hard as I can, Ace.
Hey, JR made me give out the truth.
That's why
JR made me do
just
it.
make up a bunch of bullshit.
Learn the art of selling.
What did I just say? What is the first thing out of my mouth?
JR made me do it. Okay.
No, the first thing out of my mouth was, I feel like I should say yes. Yeah.
Look, first, Golden God, you know how much.
Yes.
Golden God, you know how much I hate you. You know how much I hate you. And initially, the whole thing was, I truly think the absolute worst mistake you can make in your life is having Tom as your manager. And and that's me telling you how much I hate you already.
Hold on. Now
you could do much worse, is what
JR.
I'm saying, by hitching your wagon to that shit train.
Yeah, you could do much worse. See, thank you for the compliment, JR. I know it's a backhanded one, and you're really bad at compliments, but again, yes, he could do much worse than having me run his absolute epitome, hitting that peak.
Yeah, he could go to Ace Hardware and get a rake and have the rake be his manager and have as much success.
Who do you think he is? Perry Saturn trying to trying to get over a mop? Listen, I feel bad for Bryce Jordan. If anybody didn't know, he
Why?
did post on Twitter today that he is in Facebook jail again, and it is because of JR here. Did you not know that, JR?
No, I have no idea.
Right. Because of him trying to be your friend and you being the absolute asshole that you are, Bryce Jordan is in Facebook jail yet again.
Did he get in jail because he said he invited me in for a nut kick?
I mean, that might be part of it, but that's not the whole reason.
So
It's
wait,
because it's
hang on a
like
second.
an old man like you. Who
I
can't
do
take
wanna
a joke,
ask.
apparently.
I do want to ask this because I did see, guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, friend of the show, great Iowa wrestler,
Great friend of the show, goddammit, fucking for sure.
the
friend of
Golden
show.
God, Bryce Jordan,
Yes.
also known as Doc Brust in chat. He said he's coming up here to, is it MAW he's making his debut for, I believe?
So it was a Steel Domain.
Ooh.
Steel Domain. Ooh, awesome. Steel Domain. He's going to debut at a Steel Domain show up here in Minnesota.
In
Which
Richfield.
just happens to be not far from where JR lives. And these two have been missing each other a whole lot. So,
Actually, I think JR's been ducking him is really what I think.
I tagged
true.
JR on that post and said, look who's coming to your neck of the woods. I saw that Bryce Jordan replied, and I went to go see it, and nothing was there. And then I saw later that he's blaming you for getting put in Facebook jail. So I'd love to hear more about this.
Hey, all I know is, all I said was, June 25th. That might be the day. That's all I said. How can any blame be put on me?
Oh, June 25th. That sucks. I got something. Fuck.
What are you doing? Doing a comedy show at a church?
No, I have a good friend's wedding reception that day. God damn it. Fuck. And it's from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So, and I've been promised that there's plenty of single ladies there. So,
all the single ladies, all the single ladies.
Stop, Ace.
Sorry.
You should have never started, but please stop.
You
Don't
should
ever.
Never said single ladies.
I don't know what kind of threat you made upon me, but I certainly did not turn you in because I only look at Facebook like maybe once a day, and I'm typically responding. I mean, you're lucky that I responded within, a day that you put something up, because I hardly ever see that stuff.
Liar. You know as soon as you're tagged and stuff that you're out there on Facebook like you're a teenage girl. You're just going to town on your social media. Nerd.
Jake Hudson, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for looking in.
Oh, Jake Hudson, what's going down, dude? A favorite of mine, because he's a favorite of me. You know what I mean? I don't know what that fucking is.
That sounded bad, buddy.
Whatever. It felt good to say. It's good to have you, Jake. But yeah, no, let's talk about
anyway, sorry. I was really curious to see what he said. I wanted to see what he said. Was it kicking you in the balls again?
I don't know. To me, I don't know why people go to Facebook jail. I don't know. I mean, I've seen so much crap that I'm like, that shouldn't be up there. And then very innocent stuff like kicking an old guy in the balls is means to be taken. I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, I think you're an old prude, and you should know better than to try and never mess with Bryson in the first place. So how about that?
You know what? All I did was ever voice my opinion. My opinion is as valid as anyone's.
What will happen though if that day turns out to be the day?
You better be there with a fucking camera.
God, I hope so.
You can best believe I will be.
Oh man, do we have any connections to Steel Domain? God, we gotta find a way of fucking broadcasting the show.
None. Bryce Jordan.
I think I used to know a guy over there, but
he's our connection right now.
He's our only in.
You
know what? I might talk to the system. I think he might have an in.
Are we talking sneak attack? What are you gonna do?
Hey! No,
Hey,
no.
don't worry. I'll be protected.
You're gonna wear a nut cup.
No, but I'll be protected.
But I don't understand what that means.
Just
I mean, what, you gonna bring your son with you? I mean,
I might.
he is more of a man than you, that's for sure. But I mean,
Whoa.
because he's 40 years younger than me.
well, that's a fair point.
That's
So
fair point. All right, gentlemen. Never mind. I'm gonna write something here. I forget we have private chat now on StreamYard. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
cool.
we do. So you can type anything in a private chat. In fact, and I'll be honest.
Jared's
If-
gonna tell me to go fuck myself right now in private chat, everybody.
No,
It's already
I
been
would
there.
no.
It's
Why
been
would
there
I?
the whole
Why would
show.
I, dude? Why
It has
would I
been
do
there the
that?
whole
I
show.
would tell you to fuck
JR
yourself.
put it in there.
I
JR
would-
put it in there last night.
He has
I would
copy
tell you
paste
to
ready to
fuck
go.
yourself right in public. Why
Paste,
would I?
paste,
Why
paste,
would I
paste,
put it in
paste,
private
paste,
chat?
paste.
Why
Can
would
you
I
two
put it in
bicker
private
for
chat?
about 5 more minutes? I'm gonna go switch my laundry
Sweet
real quick
God.
before my neighbors yell at me.
Oh my god!
Why would they yell
fucking-
at you? Are they dicks?
No,
If
they only
they're
have
way-
one washing machine in the
Yeah.
whole fucking unit.
Are you
In my
kidding?
shitty apartment. Yeah. Well, it's a
So when
fourplex,
you get done, you crap in it, right? You take a dump in the dryer.
Yep. Lots of drugs get done on the wash. No, I'm kidding.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, I will be right back.
Bryce Jordan, if you were inclined to come on, you certainly can. I would be more than happy to send a link your way if you're inclined. If you're not, that's fine.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's such a busy guy. I mean,
he's shut up.
On the advisement of management, Bryce, I would say maybe hold off this week.
I would stay the fuck far away from Tom Chilstrom if I were you.
God, you're such a fucking hateful loser.
What? How do you expect this? How do you expect me to not be? All you do is attack me the whole time.
I don't attack you the whole time.
Yeah, you do too.
Not
You
all
attack
the
me.
time.
You kiss people's asses and then attack me. You find people that don't like me, kiss their ass, and then attack me.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you.
And then talk about how you're working at the Clean Comedy Club.
Well, I'll tell you this: the last few guests we've had, right? So, I'm not going to count the absolute wrestling pre-show, if you will. But Manders, I did not kiss his ass. I did not kiss Clark Feldman's ass. I did not kiss Nerd D's or Billy Stark's ass. AJ Smooth, he's on the fence. Luke Raven definitely didn't kiss his ass or Malice's because Madhouse Wrestling. Are you kidding me? These guys should be paying me just to show up. Okay. And it was the Golden God. Yes, the Golden God was the last one decided with me. Okay. Actually, that's not
right.
true.
Even
AJ Smooth did make me his tag partner in the Tom game. So you know what?
Even his buddy Shank wanted to beat your ass.
He did, but guess what? Shank is now living that top shelf life. Okay, to the point. And you may not have heard this, JR, but I will share it now openly. Shank, Bryce Jordan, and myself, we have a secret handshake.
Do you know?
It's
There
so
he
good
is.
to be the
Hey,
top shelf,
it's
baby.
the Golden God.
Oh, would you look at that?
Here we go.
Here we
He's-
go.
Now, this,
You know, I just got done getting ridiculously huge at the gym, right?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
JR, I'm sure you don't know what a gym is, but it's a place where you go lift things to get stronger. So I just got done with the best workout in the world. The Rock would be proud, right?
Heck yeah.
And I'm listening to the podcast, and all I hear is your bitch ass just talking all this shit, and I know you can't back it up.
Look, all I wanted to know, I just said on that post, and I'm very happy for you that you're coming up to Richfield, Minnesota to wrestle for Steel Domain on June 25th, right?
Damn right.
And I'm very happy about that for you because I've always thought that you are a fantastic talent. I just think that your
backpedaling,
your
JR.
choices and your personality are just a bit astray from where they should be.
What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong.
You're a
being better
backstabber,
than just because
you're
I'm better than
annoying,
everyone else does not make it wrong.
There you go.
Holy shit.
Your humility is super high. But
Yes, he is the most humble person I've ever met in wrestling.
I just want to know this. All I want to know is, because I said, June 25th, that might be the day.
Yep.
Because I would enjoy coming to watch you succeed in another promotion. I would. And then somehow apparently, I don't know how you got put in Facebook jail. Did you threaten to kick me in the nuts?
No, oh, come on. I would never be so heinous on Facebook, right? I'm
Plus,
sure.
At this point, that's
many
more of a
people.
promise now, right?
Yeah, I mean, you already know what's going to happen. You
Yeah.
won't know when. You won't know where. But you're going to turn around and receive the biggest kick in the balls you've ever felt.
I don't know. I got a pretty long line of getting kicked in the balls.
I'm
here's
sure
what I
that's your
love.
favorite kink. But listen, besides that, you reported me
Nailed
to
it.
the Facebook police.
That's
and
not
that
true
is
at
simply
all.
unacceptable.
So
That's
now,
not
hang
true.
on. I stepped away for 1 minute, and I come back, and all of a sudden, the Golden God's on the show. So I
course
don't
he
know what
is.
the hell's going on.
I got access everywhere.
I don't doubt that. What was said? Because I didn't get to see it. Did you say this already, Bryce? What was said?
No. Okay, well, I may or may not have said that once I get there, I'm going to get all warmed up. I'm going to win.
Yeah.
And I may or may not kick JR in his old man balls.
See, that's not worthy of getting put in Facebook jail.
I
much
think
worse
so
than-
too. What the fuck, Facebook?
In fact, if you would like, I would be more than happy to take your side on this and send a note to Facebook and say, look, I encourage him to kick me in the balls. He tells me a lot that he's going to kick me in my balls. In fact, it's been going on 6 months that he's been going to kick me in the balls. And it's just, it's never happened. And I thought, wow.
That's because you
June
never show up to
25th.
shows anymore, JR.
Maybe we can make it happen.
Golly, I tell you, you know
I know-
what?
Well, listen,
You're
you know how
backpedaling
hard
like
it
a
is to put in a
motherfucker, JR.
complaint with them?
I know.
Yeah.
Damn,
It's like,
bro.
It took
It's
me
like
15 minutes
way
to send
back.
in a complaint.
It's like when I got hacked way back in about a year ago, and
Right.
it was gigantically messy.
Maybe it was Bryce who hacked you.
Don't start rumors like
No,
this, Ace.
we
You
didn't.
can't
We
back
didn't.
any of that shit up.
Back then, look, back then, I was still a
Unbelievable.
fan.
That's because
But
you were
maybe
I
you
know
don't
it.
know.
I know deep down in your heart, you love me. I mean, you
Maybe.
can't not love a god.
See,
Well,
I
yeah.
mean,
the man speaks
I
truth.
mean, like
right
that. You
there.
know that Indian god that's an elephant. I don't love that one.
I've been watching a lot of Thor
What did he ever
lately.
do to
He's got a
you?
point.
Fucking elephant.
Fucking elephant. That's
No.
what he did to me.
Ganesh.
Bryce, aside from what you're going to do to JR, how do you feel after this last weekend's event?
Oh my, dude, it just continues. Me being screwed.
Exactly.
It's just insane. Not only did James hit the referee, he ran into him and hurt him. He did it first. Then I hit my big move, the golden shovel, and 1, 2, Joey JoJo's ass is too damn slow to count to goddamn 3. It's really fucking simple. He never obviously graduated elementary school, can't count to 3. So I had to put him on his ass.
Referees, man.
No big deal. He deserves to get punched. You see him? And then James,
JoJo.
somehow I get hit with a chair. A steel chair hit me in the head.
I don't remember that.
I won't say who swung it, but a steel chair did hit me in the head. And then James took advantage and beat me.
Can I just say, though, that invisible guy who hit you with the chair
Mm-hmm.
right after you tried to swing the chair,
What?
maybe
Never stoop that low.
I'm just saying, well, when you were trying to maybe place that chair over the top rope because for an object,
I was trying to get it out of the
maybe
ring.
you had bad aim, and I don't know, that invisible guy just shot it right at your face.
Yeah, I mean, it was dark in there, It was a little dark. It's a little nightclub, They had the lights going and like, doom, 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 doom. It was a little hard to see.
Yeah, they do like raves in there and stuff. It could be some like little midget guy hiding in the corner from the last rave. You never know.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was pretty crazy, dude. By the way, I'm not sure if you could see it, Ace, from your positioning. Did you see the lady put the finger in my butt?
What?
What?
Okay.
Just the god?
I saw something break it down for me because I was at a little bit at a disadvantage depending where you guys were.
Yeah.
Boy, Iowa's full of sickos.
So it was when I went for my spectacular springboard the second time. I go down to, hop up like a fucking athlete. And I just kind of feel a little poke. Just feel a little poke as I'm going up. And I can't do anything about it because now I'm standing on the top rope. What do? I fly at James and then I get hit. So that distraction caused me to get hit.
I will say this. If I have it on tape when I look back at this show and I see this lady going knuckle deep on you, all right? I will myself go to Troy Peterson at IPW and I will say the dude needs another match. You can't finish a match if you got a finger in the butt. It throws you off your whole game plan. Tommy knows about that every Tuesday night.
I mean, it's fine.
Sounds like it's some broad from Grimes.
It sounds like some sicko from Iowa is what it sounds like. And
hang on. Wait. First of all, did you get a good look at her? Is it maybe someone you would let put a finger in your butt? If you were
I mean, if I was in, are you talking hypothetically? Like if a friend asked?
Hey man, like was she cute? Like was she like maybe that's her way of hitting on you? Is like, you know what? I know it's gonna drive him wild.
Was it worth the juice?
I know it's gonna make him happy. But obviously it did not make me happy because I ran into a tornado punch from fucking James Jeffries right afterwards.
Did she lick the finger first?
Jesus, this is gonna get us kicked
out.
This is for sure.
Everything changes depending on that.
That's hilarious. Tina, I know if you're still here in the chat room, I know you were at the show. Let us know if you saw this as well. I do remember seeing you go off the rope for that, and I remember seeing a fan by the ring and like an arm stretched out. Again, where I was at, I was trying to call it while running the camera angles, and I, again, could only see like a really good half shot of the ring. So, damn, bro. That'll throw you off your game.
Listen, can you expect anything less than me to all of a sudden not be in control and focused? Come on.
You are professional.
Interference.
You are a professional. You got to keep going with the match, man. You got to try and rise above all that stuff,
exactly.
man. And
that's
you know what?
I
applaud you. I applaud you for keep going with the match.
Tom, I'm just curious. What would happen if somebody stuck a finger in your butt when you were doing comedy at Gutty's?
Well, first of all, that crowd on Saturday felt like they were trying to when I first started. The first 10 minutes was fucking awful. So it generally felt like that, on her hyperbole. But, it'd be very weird if somebody tried to do that at Gutty's, a clean comedy club. But you know what? We digress. Let's go back to Bryce here, JR. Let's go to the real star of the show at this moment, okay?
Right here.
See, he understands it. Like, this is the thing. I will let Bryce take all the glory here because he is a true.
I get so tired of that fucking shit.
Oh, thank you. Good, perfect.
It's just goes on and on and on.
Did you genuinely mute me? You son
no,
of a
I
bitch.
didn't. It was some kind of glitch. It was an internet glitch. Packet loss.
Yeah,
God.
You're the glitch. You fucking old fuck. See, I'm
This is
about
what I'm
ready to
talking
kick his
about.
balls too.
Come on, chatters. This is what I'm talking about. This is the type of shit that me and Tom have to deal with just because we live that top shelf life.
See, Bryce, you get it, man. You understand. These guys just don't get it. They're just not down with how this goes.
Nope.
They want to deny the fact that the top shelf has elevated them. They don't get it.
Exactly. They don't get it.
I keep trying to pull them up to our level, and they just don't understand it. And
it's hard
kind of depressing
to
at this
pull
point.
insects up, It really is. They deserve to be stomped on.
I don't disagree with you on that one, but unfortunately, these guys still produce the show. Ace still runs the social media, so like.
Yeah, but if Tom could only break the chains that are holding him so tightly, he would be able to, I don't know, fucking go back to the clean comedy club and bomb for another 10 minutes.
JR, let's be real here, okay? You can't step foot in my world, let alone criticize my world, okay?
Yeah, you can.
By the
No.
way, this would be the worst match ever in the world, JR versus Tommy. Nobody wants to see that bullshit
No.
at all.
I'm not saying anybody does.
I mean,
just
it'd be
gotta
pretty
make
simple.
sure this old man.
That would be the piss match for sure.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
I'm
would
not sure
agree.
because
I'll just- I'll just-
it's like a train wreck, right? You have to watch.
it's true.
If there's actual action, maybe, but if it's just these two jaw-jacking each other, like, I'm buying some popcorn, and I might even take up smoking again just to have a smoke break.
First of all, I'm dropping elbows on this old man. I'm just like, let him have him. I'm haymakering him to shit.
But I
Okay?
think that good Christian boy that you were for so long inside you would come out halfway through, and then you're going to just
Yeah.
start crying and hugging JR and be like,
Yeah,
I
would
love
show
you,
him
brother.
mercy. I would show him mercy and allow him to just take the pinfall gracefully and then let him roll out of the ring as I celebrate the eventual victory that will for sure is inevitable. So come on.
God, dude, you cut a wicked promo.
Shut the fuck up, JR. Okay. Okay. I'm carrying this fucking show right now along with Bryce. So you're
Yeah.
welcome at this point. Okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
are we
You're
about-
welcome.
Are we about to get a Cribs version of Golden God?
Yeah, we are, man. This is MTV. Welcome to my crib. This is my
Yeah.
garage.
Hell yeah.
Look at that window over there. There ain't a window over there.
Nice.
There's nothing there.
If he opens his fridge and has a bottle of Cristal, I would shit myself right now.
Oh my God.
It would be just perfect.
Bro,
It would be
you don't-
perfect.
I am living the obviously bachelor life, which is hard because I have all these females coming at me.
Clearly,
one by
Yeah,
one.
finger in your butt.
I have muscle milk
That a boy.
and Bush Light.
Bush lattes.
That's
And
that's the
eggs.
breakfast of champions right there, baby.
It really is.
You're covered, bro.
I'm fucking covered. Listen, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, eggs all the time.
I mean, it's actually kind of a shame that he didn't have that bottle of Cristal because, I mean, that is really the top shelf life. I mean,
It's
I could bring my
Tuesday
camera
night.
into the.
Who in the hell would have a bottle of Cristal in their refrigerator on a Tuesday night?
You don't think I'm always prepared?
Where's
I
your
know.
Cristal? Bring your Cristal out, dude.
Hang on. Does he have Scarface?
No, I don't have Scarface.
Not you. Does
Oh,
Bryce
Jesus.
Jordan have Scarface?
No,
Don't you? Didn't you used to watch Cribs, Tommy? They all had Cristal and Scarface.
I don't have Cristal or Scarface.
He
The
didn't
Cristal,
have
like-
ATV
things you
back when
must
he was
have
young
in order
either.
to be young cribs.
Yep. And Cristal I can understand, but you don't have
I got a
Scarface,
lot of high-end
though?
Scotch. That's what I got.
I
It's a
got
classic
Scarface.
movie. Classic movie.
Oh, shit.
Bryce, I'm glad you hopped on, buddy.
Hey,
By all
dude. By the
means.
way, do you know who you're gonna be facing up in Richfield?
I believe it should be Ethan Everhart.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Iowa boys coming to Minnesota to
look
settle
at
it.
that.
Yeah, I believe this is a first-time matchup as well. I don't think I've ever faced Ethan.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even a tag?
Not even in tag.
No shit. Look at that.
Yeah, we happened to
So-
be on the same side of things when we were both singles, and then when he joined up on the tag, that's when I kind of learned the ways of the world and became a god.
Okay.
Very nice.
So for someone like me or Tommy, how could we become a god?
I mean, it's a hard process, right? You want to know how I became a god? I got tombstoned. And I had two options, right? This is when I won the world title. I had two options. I could sit there and get pinned because I got tombstone dropped on my head, right?
Mhm.
Or by the grace of God, a golden light shone upon me. And in that moment, I kicked out. And I beat the big picture, became a god, and a world champion.
Real quick, shout out to Larry. He was our light guy that night at the Hall of Fame show when that happened. Thanks for the spotlight.
Shouts out.
No, okay, yeah. His head got big when he won. Look at this. Fans calling you out, getting cocky after your big Hall of Fame win.
Listen. I defeated the longest reigning IPW champion of all time. Right?
Fact.
The big
Shout
picture.
out to the big picture. Yeah.
Big picture. What a guy. What a champion. He deserved everything. You know, he worked his ass off to retain week in, week out. He carried through COVID. And then you know what I did? I beat him and became the next champion.
This is true. God. And I'll tell you what, it was a beautiful moment. I was there. JR, you were even there. And I think
was
at
there,
that
and
point,
I was happy.
I was
happy that you won, but boy, that was a mix. That was a bittersweet because you also had turned your back on our pal Jackson King.
Okay, listen. I mean, look at Jackson King, right? Look at Jackson King. Look at me. All right. I mean, he's getting there. Don't get me wrong. He's still young, but he's still a bitch, and he ain't a guy.
Ooh, my.
It's a great. That's a really great point. And also, I'm actually looking at the Steel Domain post right now, and Bryce Jordan is there with the chains and that Scott Hall drip vest, baby. Fuck to the yes, man.
I saw way too much of that on Saturday.
Oh, dude. I love it, man. It's a great look, dude. And
I'm gonna try some real quick.
Unfortunately, there's so many other just ugly, terrible looking people on this fucking poster, man. Like they're talking about Garrison, which there's too many letters in Garrison Creed there. There's this other dude, Cal Creed, which is right next to him. I mean, and I don't know some of these other jabronis on here and stuff. So,
as
far as I'm concerned, Bryce Jordan is the only one that actually matters on that fucking poster.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there.
Could you imagine, real quick, just to go back to what JR was just saying? Bryce, I don't know if you'll catch this one, but
okay.
Could you imagine if someone actually came to the ring in the gimmick of Garrison Keillor?
I think it'd be hilarious.
And just did Prairie Home Companion before the match. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would be pretty funny.
A hush fell upon the ring as I stepped inside and looked for a glass of iced tea.
Oh, it would be hilarious.
God, I hate you both right now.
Shut up, Tom. Okay, so we got Bryce here.
Shut up. Listen, just because I have the best fucking comebacks and I am the only thing about this fucking show that matters.
What, your comeback is I'm ill? I mean, oh boy, that's a great one. How long did it take you to think that?
Excuse me? What did you say?
I don't chew my cabbage twice.
He said you're dumb.
I genuinely did not hear him over his own fucking stammering.
Tina, get some rest.
Tina, get some rest. Shout out to Tina. Speedy recovery. We'll see you at one of the next shows here. And well, it sounds like next time we'll all be in Iowa. At least the three of us will be Waterloo, Iowa, for the Hall of Fame. So that sounds like the next big show. Bryce, since we got you on here, let me ask you something. How much pro wrestling do you watch outside of when you're in the ring? Like you watch WWE, AEW. What are you keeping up on?
Yeah, so I try to keep up on. I mean, I try to keep up on everything, but sometimes that's pretty hard because most times. Get out of work, go work out, and I work out for about hour and a half, 2 hours. So it gets pretty late by that point. So I try to keep up on like Raw. I normally don't catch SmackDown just because, usually I'm busy, I'm a guy. I got something to do on a Friday night.
I get it. Young guy, chicks, wrestling, Friday nights. I get it.
Definitely AEW. I try to always keep up on.
All right, dude. I mean, we've had you on the show quite a few times. I don't think we need to interview you, but do you want to get into just some wrestling shit with us? Let's talk.
Yeah, let's do it.
Some shit. We got the big card this weekend. Tommy, you were talking about it.
I've been trying to talk about it the whole fucking time. Double or nothing, baby.
No, because you've talked a lot so far, and you could have slipped it in the middle of any of those promos you cut. Double or nothing. Once again, you want tickets. I got 3 of them. Hit me up. I need to get rid of them. Let's see here. Let's start this up. The card is very much taking shape. We've got Hook and Danhausen. So Hookhausen is taking on Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. That's going to be on the buy-in. So will this be the first time we've actually going to see Mark Sterling in a wrestler capacity on AEW?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I don't remember him having any matches previously.
I mean, he's all over the product like every time. Apparently, he's the manager of everyone, but I don't think he's ever been in the ring.
Yeah, he's had his hand in just about, as Bryce said, just about everything. I mean, he seems to have a feature every being the elite now. It's yeah. I mean, he has a really good humorous side, but it'll be interesting to see if he, what he can do as a wrestler.
Yeah, I think he does have a good humorous side. Tony Nese, now correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy. We saw Tony Nese up at the Temple, right?
Yes, Temple of Aaron.
And it was him and who? It was him and
Ari Davari.
tagging against, was it Dante and someone else?
Dante and I believe Big Shotty Lee Johnson.
Yes, because it was supposed to be Seidel, right? And he had to cancel. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, and I remember that. And, dude, Tony Nese brought it that night.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so that's going to be... what do you guys think of Hookhausen? You think this is going to be like a long-term thing? I think they could run with it if they wanted.
It reminds me of the Rock and Sock connection a bit, in that Danhausen is playing such a gigantic buffoon, and very, very well, I might add. I laugh at just about everything he says. And Hook just has that, I don't know what it is, that people have just got on board, and they're behind this guy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, it's probably because like Hook's like, or not Hook, Danhausen's like internet overall arcing, like bringing things, he was on big shows and stuff. I mean, he got over because of Twitter and stuff like that. So to bring that to Hook, who does, he hasn't been seen as much, but people are still on him. Hey, fucking rub shoulders with that guy, get even bigger, right?
Well, I have a theory about why Hook is getting over. It's the same reason our boy here, Bryce Jordan, is getting over, is because people want to see handsome young men wrestle their way to the fucking top. That's all there is. Like, literally, let's be real honest. When even Rock premiered as Rocky Maivia, piece of shit fucking character and all that, and
that's
people
blue chipper right
there
there.
wanted to like him. They booed him after a while, but they still wanted to like him in that first one. And at least Bryce here understood you got to change focus sometimes, and you got to sometimes become the bad guy. Hook will eventually find his way there to rejoin Team Taz after this whole Hookhausen thing is over with. But I think they for sure pick up the win here with probably Hook getting a suplex or two, or a rear naked choke, or whatever the fuck they're trying to call that move now and stuff. But yeah, Hookhausen for the win, baby.
Let me throw this out there. You know what I think would be a fun match? We get Hookhausen, right? No, you'll like this time. We get Hookhausen because it's your boys. Hookhausen versus the boys.
Hey.
Well, now let me be very clear about this one.
Mm-hmm.
If Du Bois are going to be involved with Hookhausen, one, there needs to be a huge payday. Not some of this absolute pro wrestling kind of like chump change kind of shit. I'm talking about big bucks here, because Hookhausen might be the name, but the real draw on that one is Du Bois. Just going to say it right now. There's no one better in this region and possibly in this world as far as tag teams go as Shank and the Golden God Bryce Jordan. I mean, they showed it in Waterloo, and I think they'll show it wherever they go. That's a tag team not to be messed with.
Damn right.
I think just like sheer, just like it would be a great match. Like all four of you can work, but I think the dynamics, you and Shank have such a good playful thing with each other, and then that whatever Hookhausen has going on that works.
Yeah. Yeah,
it would be an entertainment spectacle. Like it really
have
would
Shank
be...
and Danhausen going.
Oh my god,
it'd be fucking funny.
You know what I mean? Great. Oh, it would be so good. That would be a lot of fun. Who we all have for winners on this, by the way? Obviously, Hookhausen's going over.
Hookhausen.
I think it might be close. I think Tony Nese ends up walking out on Mark Sterling just because he needs to try and save some face or whatever. So if a loss is going to occur, it's going to be Sterling on his back for sure.
Swerve. Jade Cargill comes in and clears all of them out of the ring.
Don't you start with fucking Jade Cargill.
Next match on the card, Death Triangle, Pac, Penta, and Ray against House of Black, Malachi Brody, Buddy Matthews. It's going to be one hard fucking hitting match, dude. These guys are going to go hard. Also, like, if they don't pull the trigger with Julia Hart on that night finally, lose the eye patch and move her on to something new.
Correct.
Yeah, I think the big problem with all of this has been that with Phoenix hurt, it stalled that program, and they weren't able to do a lot of the things that they probably wanted to do, including turn Julia or put her on into the House of Black, which, I mean, I'll tell you, for the last 2 times she appeared on TV, my son and I are both yelling, "Come on, come on, come on!" I mean, everybody was ready for it, and I think maybe the time has passed.
Might.
I find it very weird that both you and your son were both saying "come on" at the same time, but whatever. I'm gonna let that go.
It was in 2-part harmony.
I'm gonna let it
Tom,
go.
something that you've
Let
never
it go.
heard of.
I'm letting
Don't
it go.
worry. This guy earlier was talking about he likes to see young, strapping young men. And
I said everybody in the wrestling community can get behind young, strapping young men.
See, you want to get behind young, strapping young men. You're weird. You're fucking weird.
Well, don't judge. That sounds like you're very homophobic on that
yeah,
one.
don't.
JR.
Yeah, what the shit, Jr. I mean,
Yeah, you
God.
fucking old timer. Get with the
People don't
times,
take
man.
my
It's
side on
2022.
somebody buy this guy a rainbow flag.
Fuck, I hurt.
Oh, that hurt my side. Oh God.
And
I'm
Tom
sorry.
says,
I'm sorry, Jr.
funny.
I'm not gonna call you homophobic there, but you're right. I did misspeak, if you will, which is so out of character of me.
Oh yeah,
but
definitely. It only happens 10 or 12 times a show.
Never.
it never happens. Bryce
Never.
is correct. Okay, Jr. Mind your fucking manners.
So, anyways, Tommy, what were you saying?
I don't remember what I was saying.
Ah,
Yeah, no, you're right. Julia Hart needs to finally join House of Black because it's the only fucking outcome that makes sense. Varsity Blondes will eventually break up because they have no other recourse. I mean, Brian Pillman was actually a very good independent or singles wrestler in MLW, so I don't know why they paired him up. But again, I just think Varsity Blondes has kind of run their cycle. There's other tag teams that are going to be more in the mix than those guys. So especially after the JS and Blackpool Fight Club and all this Combat Club and all that sort of shit kind of runs its course, you'll see Santana Ortiz probably get a tag title shot eventually as well. So yeah, but that's coming up. But yeah,
how do you not give those guys the titles at some point?
Dude, they're so good. So good.
Yeah, some of their moves, like it's seriously some of the best tag team wrestling. I mean, as far as it goes, since probably Eddie and Chavo in their prime in SmackDown. So,
Tony Khan, if you don't give them a title run at some point in their career with you, I will punch you in the throat when I see you. Just throwing that out there.
That's not a threat either.
yeah, that's gonna get us banned off of Twitch.
Yeah, immediately. If it was Facebook, you'd be banned. If it was
Yeah,
Facebook, you'd be
yeah,
banned.
for sure.
Yeah, you make threats.
So I do think House of Black wins this.
Yeah, they have to.
They have to, right? I thought it would just be cool if every week the black spot on Julia's face just got bigger and bigger.
Well, that's what they've been doing.
But I mean, just
like
completely
turns into like Venom eventually.
yeah.
Or just like a really bad blackface, and then
That's true,
AEW
that'd
just
be
can't
bad.
come back.
Also, would have been cool if Pac wrestled with 2 eye patches because he got missed twice.
Right.
That
See, that's
would've been fucking cool.
right. Then that's the other thing. Continuity, AEW. Like, how the hell are we supposed to just believe she's still blind in one eye yet Pac can see?
Pac's built different though. Have you seen that guy?
That's true. I once told him at an autograph signing that I didn't care about him and I didn't want him as autograph. It was a joke.
Goro came in here and he wanted to make sure that he was heard. So this is amazing having Sonny's son on again. Did he spend Mother's Day at the jail cell with his estranged mother?
Dude, that's a whole nother fucking shit story. That lady. Oh my
Jesus.
God, dude.
I mean,
I
had to edit there a few times, Goro. So get your fucking typing game together. You
fucking idiot.
The fact that lady thinks she like somehow is gonna get it out of this is insane.
That's the craziest part, right?
Insane. Oh, so gross.
What happens when we have too many guests on in a row? Like we just didn't have no time to talk about any of the shit. Like,
we haven't. That's why I was like, Bryce, just talk wrestling with us right now.
Yeah, talk wrestling.
Yeah, that whole thing is just not good, dude.
No.
All right.
That's true. He doesn't need to.
Yeah.
So did we? So we're moving on to the next match: the Young Bucks versus the Hardys.
This
You
needs to
think-
be the last of this matchup, right? I mean, because we did see it before in ROH. So this needs to be the end of it, right?
Well,
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because they did that ROH match right before the Hardys debuted at Mania, right? In
Right,
Atlanta.
correct.
So yeah, this has to be the end of it.
That, I mean, in my mind, that means that the Young Bucks have to go over because there's no reason for the Hardys to keep going as a tag team because they're not going to own gold anywhere else. Like, this is a farewell swan song or
I think what happens is
Swanton song.
the Bucks win, and then we go back to Broken Matt Hardy again.
Well, I thought he was already there.
He was a bit, and he keeps referring to Jeff as Brother Nero. So I just think they're going to go and do that.
Well, and I was thinking that'll happen at Double or Nothing, and I was thinking maybe we even get Willow
Oh,
Ooh.
at
Well.
Double or Nothing. Because I agree with Tommy. Such a legendary team. We know how much of a mark Tony Khan really is deep down.
yeah.
He's going to give them a run just so they can say that they've held like every company's belt. You know what I mean? Just like Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll talk about that too, Goro. We will talk about that. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they walk out winning this match.
I could see them winning. I mean, like on the opposite side of what Tom was saying, like, yeah, they're getting closer to being done, right? So
Mhm.
fucking, I mean, and does it hurt the Young Bucks to lose to the Hardys? Hell no. I mean, it's probably going to be a fun match. I wouldn't be surprised. Is it TLC or did they change it to TLC yet? Because I could see that happening.
I don't think they have yet. No stipulation on that match yet, as far as I've seen, but
Right. But
could definitely
I mean,
change.
They could definitely change. I could see it happening, but I definitely see Hardys could come out of this winning and then maybe running for the belts. I mean,
Well, so I still have a theory as far as the AEW belts go. Eventually, you will see. I think Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus make it through this one, and I'm going to skip ahead, obviously, but I'm just saying, like the next AEW champions will be FTR because they were kind of screwed out of it against the Young Bucks, right? And I think that you need to make them your first 2-time champions.
And then
Because
that can set in, and that can set into either one or two options of the Hardys can go after them and have a good program and know that it'll be worked well.
Mm-hmm.
Hardys are really good.
Or you can hold off on that, and then we can throw in Regal with Mox and Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Their tag division's fucked.
Right?
It's
because those guys
people, like, and that's kind of almost like it's the exact opposite of WWE, right? Like, because you just can't find that balance, right? Because WWE just doesn't like it outside of NXT, and then AEW has almost too fucking many. So it's like, how do you fucking balance all this stuff, man? It's kind of crazy, and that's why I think they need to add a trios title. I'm gonna say it because you have House of Black, Death Triangle, and basically the Elite.
You know, Tony Khan said that.
Yeah, rumor is they're debuting this weekend.
Tony Khan said
Good.
he's had those belts made for a long time.
Yeah, rumor is they're going to debut this weekend, possibly.
Okay. Well, good.
Rumor. But that's the rumor that they'll debut this week, the titles. But yes, I have read that story JR just said too, where they've been made already. So, because the other thing too, Punk has made comments to, oh, you don't think that at one point I'm going to want to be a tag champ with the Brian in AEW too? So, like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I think there's a limitation to the nostalgia runs of some of these guys.
So, and I think so too. But if I was going to see Brian Danielson hold those titles, right, with one guy, you got to go Punk.
Yeah.
Mox and him are cool, but you got to go Punk.
Yeah.
ROH days, all that shit. You got to have
real
those
old
two do
school kind of feel at this point. I mean, honestly, like, because, what, 20 years ago, ROH
Right?
and Impact or TNA at the same time, basically, like, yeah, man, we're like 20 years, man. Like, that's old school at this point.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that would be the time. We were saying that CM Punk and Brian should be the guys tagging and get a title run.
I mean, I'm sure we'll get to it later, but I think Punk versus Bryan for the belt.
That could be good too. I mean, it will be. It would be. It will be good. You jump to it, so let's do it. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus against Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs, which would be cool if they kind of stuck it out. Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland, and then I
mean, Christian cost him the match, right? Heel Christian.
No, well, what was it? Strickland cost Jungle Boy his match.
Singles match.
Oh, no, I'm talking about, like, in the actual match. Like, Christian comes out during the match and fucks over.
And so, Tommy, you said it last week, I think, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you didn't say it. I thought I heard you say it at some point, but, like, they definitely had that shot, I think it was last week on Dynamite, where, okay, they're setting up for Jungle Boy and Christian.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't say that before, but I know. I think you and I talked about it at going on the way down to Waterloo.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that the way this is kind of set up is you have to see that Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy have to split. There's no reason to keep them together after this title reign. Like, sure, maybe they have a rematch or whatever, but like, there's no reason to keep them together because if you're saying that Jungle Boy is one of your pillars, Luchasaurus is kind of old, and this is nothing against him. He can still go in the ring, but he's also too big of a guy to be hanging with a cruiserweight level like Jungle Boy. And they've done so many good things with Darby and MJF and Sammy as far as smaller dudes who can still hold their own. That I just don't see why this would fucking be a pairing past this title run. And I think, it's deserved, and it was the only thing you could really do because obviously Penta and Phoenix Phoenix with the injury or during that match and stuff like that, like, it was the right outcome, but this was not supposed to be a championship team anyways. So just going to say it.
Yeah. Goro pitching ideas for female talent.
Keep that one in your books. Keep that one in your books.
Disturbing, but creative, Goro. Creative. And yeah, Danny, you're right. Jurassic Express, they've kind of disappeared becoming champs.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, now, who's going to win, though? Because I don't think Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus win. I think we see Christian turn on Jungle Boy in this match.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Swerve and Keith Lee are going to win.
I think so, too.
See, but I want Team Taz to win.
I kind of
I love me some Starks and Powerhouse.
Yeah, I love me some Ricky Starks, so I would not be mad.
Yeah, I think that the real story revolves around Ricky Stark being a double champion, if you will, and it doesn't have to last long because we could easily see this as with either Ricky and Powerhouse or Strickland and Lee being transitional champions, right? Because all four of those guys are really singles guys paired up for the moment,
right?
And this is what I'm saying. Like, I believe whoever wins this match their next match is FTR, and they have to drop the straps. I'm just saying,
I kind of think that like whoever wins between Starks and Hobbs and Lee and Swerve, there'll be another match between those two with just those two teams.
Maybe
that makes sense.
I'm just saying, like, as far as the next champion in my mind, has to be FTR because they're already looking like they're going to be facing Briscoes eventually in Impact, maybe for those titles, or Briscoes come back to ROH and face off for those titles. I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing because we're seeing so many different possible matchups between whatever Impact has and whatever ROH is having as their champs and whatever AEW has, and then obviously we have Forbidden Door coming up. So like, there's gonna be some crazy ass matchups coming up, man. Like, it's gonna be kind of fucking crazy. So, yeah. I mean, the next few months, this whole summer, might be some real didn't think that was gonna fucking happen kind of matches, man.
Tag team wrestling's popping,
It really is.
It really is. You should, them boys beating Original Violence.
Hey,
man.
listen, we started up because we need to get in on it, right? To start it up. Right.
There we go.
We knew. We smart.
Well, plus you guys are Waterloo boys, so Prentice isn't dumb. He knew how to sell this fucking match, man.
Yeah.
Those hometown boys against those outsider Original Violence, man. Like, those guys are painting their faces. Look at those weirdos. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
He knows.
He knows.
So
it's enough.
we're also gonna get the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament finals there. Does anybody know where that standing is at this point? I don't have it in front of me.
It is between
Tony or Britt.
Tony or Britt
Ruby
are supposed to be facing
Chris?
this week. And then Riho and Ruby, I think, fought on Friday.
I thought Rio
got eliminated, didn't she?
Right.
Yeah, so it's
Rio
Ruby
got
and Chris.
eliminated, and then what's her name got bumped out. Sheeta.
Sheeta got bumped out, and Statlander took her place, and I think she won. I found it odd because if I remember correctly, you have two face women against, and then two heel women against, which those kind of matches aren't terribly interesting to me. But
I mean, I think it's going to be Britt and.
I think it's supposed to be Britt and Statlander.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Although if it is, it makes me really sad because I'm starting to feel like Ruby Soho is just utility player over there.
Yeah.
Now. And she needs a title run, man.
She does.
I will say this. I like Statlander now that they've made her darker and not as goofy.
And not an alien.
Not alien.
Yeah.
Not booping people on the nose.
Yeah.
Statlander,
I like the
boop my
boop
nose
thing.
anytime.
Just say it.
Anytime.
Not on the nose.
Ace is all about those thick thighs, gals. Just saying.
Like you wouldn't.
I'm not saying I wouldn't.
Exactly.
I'm just throwing it out there, man.
Shut your mouth, Tom. Yeah, no, totally. She's a pretty girl. So yeah, we'll see how that ends up playing out. Then we have the men's side of that, which will be Adam Cole versus either Kyle O'Reilly or Samoa Joe. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So I don't know. Is it too early to pull O'Reilly versus Cole already?
No, it's got to be Joe. They can't have dissension among them until Omega comes back and it can be the undisputed against the Elite.
Which rumor update is it ain't looking great for Omega right now. So
no kidding.
Really?
They said it's taking a lot longer to heal, so he may be out for quite more longer than.
And plus, if he's got vertigo too, that's a
Dude,
bitch.
That's a bitch.
Dude,
That's
I
a
could
gigantic
not
bitch.
imagine having to wrestle with vertigo. That's insane that he figured that out.
No,
Insane.
I mean, I kind of have it, or at least I have this thing where, I mean, it's okay in this chair, but in small swivel chairs, if I move too quickly, I'm like down, man. I am down and spinning.
So have you had something like that happen in the ring?
I have actually. If I hit the ropes more than about 4 or 5 times, it'll start to hit. And then, of course, if I take any spinning move, it sucks. I just get that real terrible feeling.
So what you're saying is, if I can get you up on my shoulders and do an airplane spin, I'm probably going to be safe from getting kicked in the nuts.
Winner!
Hey, listen, you ain't getting this chunky, strong boy up on your shoulders, all right? Listen, too big for you.
June something or whatever. What's the date?
25th?
June 25th, Richville, Minnesota, guys. You can see this happen in the
I'll
parking lot.
stay out of the way.
after
I'll let
show.
the professionals do their job.
You know what?
The show.
I do. Here's what I find funny, right? Like, so all the Iowa promotions know us, and I think only like First and maybe Ironheart kind of know us in Minnesota a little bit. Like
AWF knows us. DJ knows who we are.
Oh yeah, AWF, yeah, and Downtown BD Brown, right? But I think it'd be very funny if all of a sudden like JR's like front row, like, and hear me out.
Oh, because they wouldn't know.
Yeah, I just think it would be so goddamn hilarious. Like if Ace, if you could make it up, and all of a sudden like you try to like run after Bryce, I think that'd be so goddamn hilarious. Like you're acting as JR's son or something like that, man.
No, the funny part.
That'd be great. Fuck, that'd be so goddamn funny, man.
No, you know what would be great? And I mean, obviously we couldn't do that because the promoters of Steel Domain would shit themselves.
Yeah, they have
like,
no idea what the
hell?
fuck would be going on. That's what I'm saying. Like it'd be Andy Kaufman-esque. If you
Yeah,
will.
and this is where, sorry guys, sometimes we lift the veil. We're not an actual wrestling show, though. I mean, we are, but we're not like a promotion. So fuck off. We'll sometimes lift that curtain because just spitballing storylines for these two, JR or Tommy. The best thing would be is JR takes the kick to the nuts, gets in a match, loses, right? But then he comes back for revenge, kind of like Paul Bear on Taker when he's like, I'm bringing Kane. But JR brings his legit son because he's a fucking monster too. You know what I mean?
Your legitimate son is a
and your
huge
legitimate son has to fight Bryce Jordan now, which is basically a younger JR, same size and everything though.
Damn, he big as fuck then.
Yeah.
6'7", 3 something.
Yeah, he had.
Honestly,
Honestly,
Blaze, if you're listening,
He's just, I'm sure he's asleep.
Oh,
because I can hear him snoring.
Ah!
Yeah,
that's one bear you don't poke.
Yeah, Bryce, no joke, man. It's a guy I don't want to mess with, and I've been a bouncer who's had to go up against guys like that in my fucking prime, or closer to my fucking prime than I am now. So like,
a couple more push-ups this week.
Yeah,
it would be
a lot more push-ups.
It would be great. It'd be like Big Show going against anybody.
For real, dude.
All right, let's get to the next match. Jericho. Did we all pick a winner? Cole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, have the Shawn Michaels guy win the Owen Hart tournament.
Right? No shit.
Well, also, I mean, obviously you can't have Kyle O'Reilly beat Samoa Joe, but then also Samoa Joe is going to have to go towards the Dutt and Lethal and Samir Singh feud or whatever. So whatever that's going to be for the ROH TV title and stuff. So.
Jericho Appreciation Society will take on John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Santana Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston in an Anarchy in the Arena match. So I'm assuming this is just an arena version of the Stadium Stampede.
Like a Falls Count Anywhere street fight type
deal. Basically, yeah.
I think it's supposed to be a bloodier version is what they're trying to go for.
Okay. All right. Well, here's my deal. Just when you thought they had too many factions, they go on and add more. Let's tone this shit down a notch, guys. Like, what's going on? Like, first of all, where's Brian and Moxley should just be doing something else. Like, that's a solid tag team. Again, you just have all these tag teams lumped in, and then Kingston, and then you got 2.0, which I think they're hilarious. I really do. I like them. What's the one that really runs his mouth like the East Coaster guy?
He was Matt Lee.
Magic.
Yeah.
Daddy Magic.
Yeah. That dude makes me laugh every time I see him talk. It's hilarious.
He chomps gums so aggressively.
Yeah. And then is it Daniel Garcia?
Garcia.
I don't know why I was blanking on his last name, but he's a fucking talent. Like, this guy can go. Like, he should be on that TNT title, like, right now, like, working towards that.
You're not wrong, and I think that's where this is probably going to go. I think this is actually going to be maybe a blow-up match of JAS because it doesn't make sense anymore. I mean, this quickly, it already makes no sense because Daniel Garcia just won the PWG Battle of Los Angeles, so you can't hold this dude back, man. He is a fucking real talent. Call him sports entertainer all you fucking want, man. I think he is a straight up fucking talent, dude.
One thing that kind of, when I think about it, bothers me about it is obviously Jericho is trying to help young talent, and that's why they broke those guys off and pulled the other three in. But it makes me, when I look at it, I'm like, does Jericho always need to have backup on everything? And I think that it's becoming a bit old and tiresome for him, and he's got to get away from that. I understand what he's doing, but I think it's also beneath him a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, the thought process is, hey, you associate yourself with Jericho. I mean, it should bring you up, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying nothing against like 2.0 and like Daniel Garcia and stuff, but like, let's be honest, they probably weren't viewed as high-ranked players by just the general crowd that's watching, right?
Yeah.
Like, as we know, like, oh, damn, they fucking rock, right? But to the general people, like, look, the small guys, look, they got their ass beat for like 3 weeks in a row, right? I mean, they were in main event spots, but they're just getting their asses kicked. Now they're with Jericho, and they're like, oh, hey, look, these guys can actually do something, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I agree with you to a point with the Jericho thing, JR, because I am kind of on that same boat where it's like, yeah, I'm ready to see him go back to like New Japan, style right before he came into All Elite.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see him kind of just do some cool matches on his own. And let's be honest, he's getting to an age where he's probably not capable of going as hard as he could, but he can still work with the best of them. So yeah, I'd like to maybe see him go on his own little run again, at least before he's done. Because let's be honest, how much longer does he have?
Well, Sting's 62.
I guess doing that DDP yoga helps, I guess.
Yeah, DDPY, bro.
Need to get into that shit. And then Hager. I love Hager, but holy shit, is he just a random guy in all this now? You know what I mean? Like, it's like he doesn't.
That's kind of how he is, right? I mean, he's just the big guy, right?
He is,
He's the big guy that's there.
And I kind of think he's going to turn.
I mean, but can he do anything on his own?
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, he is a legitimate fighter. He has a very good MMA record. Like, there is something to be said about what he can do, but I just don't think it's professional wrestling anymore. Like, I think he legitimately is your fighter. You send him that way, and if he wants to make a few appearances here and there or whatever, that's fine. But you just allow him to kind of do the Bellator stuff, and that's kind of it. But
nice girl. Well, the thing with him though is, I mean, he had a good run in WWE, and he had some good matches in WWE. So we know Hager is capable of being a good wrestler. They just haven't given him that opportunity. So, I mean, even when he first came in, when it was still the Inner Circle, he was the guy that really didn't get much matches out of it. It was always Santana, Ortiz, Sammy, and Jericho. He was just around.
But I think a lot of that was he was still doing MMA matches, and I don't know if he still is, but I think there are cases where like he's not allowed to do anything outside because he jeopardizes the actual MMA match.
Well, and I do think he still had a contract with Bellator, or did at some time, but I don't think he ever fulfilled the matches. So I don't know if there's some sort of holdup or what they're doing.
Well, he's up to 40 years old, so.
Who, Swagger?
Yeah. He turned 40 back in March. So,
like JR said, Sting 69 or whatever. Old as fuck. That's what he is. How funny was it when we were like, we don't want to see Sting anymore, and now it's like, well, it is kind of impressive though.
Sting rocks.
Okay.
Always has, always will.
I was never a Sting guy. I'll admit it.
Shut your fucking mouth, Ace.
Well, you were never a WCW guy either.
Not so much, no. But I did like guys at WCW. He just wasn't one. You know what I mean? Just wasn't for me.
I went back and watched some WCW. I can see why it died.
You have to say it the right way. WCW.
Yeah, WCW.
You know, you fucking haters. I swear to God.
No,
I was a
dude.
Zabisco guy, dude. So I wasn't gonna like Sting.
If you go back to when Sting first came in and was Surfer Sting and had the bright face paint. And he was still that up until the whole NWO thing.
Yeah, 100%.
He was super over with everybody.
Oh, he was the biggest thing they had.
He was
for a long time.
Yeah. And when they put him up in the rafters, it was cool and weird all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if only he tanned.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, what the hell was up with MJF? And looked like he stuck his hands like
that shit was running.
Dude,
what the
hell?
Literal shit.
Where he puts it on his hands and then rubs it into his face, and that's all he fucking bronzes, man.
And it looks like it's running down the sides of his ears and shit.
Yeah,
I will allow him. Jerked off the Nickelodeon logo.
Yeah, I will allow him to say that he is better than me, and I know it. But also, too, like, at least I know my fucking limits, man. Do not fucking try and use like they tell you to wear fucking clubs every time you fucking do that shit, dude.
Do you think it's a bit?
It's got to be a bit. There's no way he did just his hands.
That's true. He is the kind of guy.
No way. It's got to be a bit. It has to be. And God bless him for it. Jade Cargill putting her TBS championship on the line against Anna Jay. Here's the deal.
Jade's got to lose.
You think so?
I mean, look,
I hate Jade Cargill.
I am
still
not a
think she's
fan
green.
at all.
I don't think she should be. But this whole baddie club bullshit and the fucking other two that are hanging out with her, like they're really going in on that. So that's why I feel like she's winning. I'd love to see Anna Jay win. Would love it. She deserves something.
Well,
She's also someone that I think has gotten better since the beginning of AEW when she came in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, I think
of course,
she
was
has
hurt, too,
got
for a long time.
And that too, she had that injury that sidelined her for a while. Let's be honest, you got to think her and Jungle Boy. It's like when Brie, married Daniel Bryan in WWE. It's like, let's be honest, we all saw Brie Bella's ring work significantly get better when you knew she was working in the ring with her husband. When they were, so you got to think that might happen with her and Jungle Boy because that kid's great in ring too. But I just feel like they just got too much behind Jade right now to let her drop it yet.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The last time I saw Anna Jay was probably the last time she faced Jade. And the one thing as a wrestler, looking into things, the way Anna wrestled was very step by step. If you understand what I'm saying, like a lot of her things were so choreographed that it kind of put me out of it.
But do you feel she has to be that choreographed considering how new and green Jade is and being just pushed into this right now?
I mean, then that's the other thing too. You kind of have to go with what you're working with, right? I think Jade's gotten a lot better though since she's coming in. I mean, I think like her first matches were literally like the TNT stuff.
Her first match, I think, or second match was the whole her and Shaq against Cody and Red.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So I mean, hey, you just gotta go with it, and I think it'll be better than their first encounter. Their first encounter was kind of meh. But I mean, you just have to see what happens, right? I mean, obviously they've gotten better since then. Can't get worse.
I would say that I'm not a fan of Jade in the ring at this point, but I am. I mean, some of the stuff that she says, she's starting to win me over a little bit.
She's got the look and she can talk. Like no one will take that away. And give her 2 more years of this shit, dude. Star all over it now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Star.
They stopped talking about her streak.
Nah, they still talk about it, but not as much. She hasn't wrestled anybody in a while.
Well, yeah, since she beat Marina Safir, they haven't really brought it up.
Which
like 60 or something like that. So,
I
will say this though too, and it's kind of a byproduct of the whole Anna Jay number 99, all that sort of stuff. Like, if Anna Jay doesn't win, right? I mean,
what do you do with her?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying you almost got to figure that Dark Order is done then, right? I mean, because Stu is out of the company. He didn't resign. And
they didn't resign him.
They didn't resign him.
Yeah, either way. I mean, it sounds like it was financials, which means it could have gone either way. But yeah, you're right. Like it was.
Well, no. The whole thing with AEW is instead of just letting people go, their move is we just let contracts run out. We just don't renew. So like Stu, Marco, Joey Janela, like all these guys was none of these guys' choices. Tony just simply chose not to renew.
Well, plus also, I mean, you got to make room for the talent you do sign, right?
I mean, they still have too much talent.
True. But I'm just saying, like, as far as, if Anna Jay doesn't win, I don't know what you do with Dark Order because Silver and Reynolds they're not going to win the tag championships anytime soon. Vance and Uno and Alex Angel are so far down the card that they're not pushing for a singles title. So,
do you feel Tony has pressure to keep Dark Order going though? Literally, Malice, what up, brother?
Oh, what I do?
I think so. I mean,
Malice Golden God was talking all kinds of shit about
him. He was not actually. He was saying he can't wait till he's on a Madhouse show, and he said if Bryce Jordan literally said if he's on a Madhouse show, Big Tommy C needs to be there too. So I'm just saying,
Big Tom, top shelf, life, stage.
Tom, you already said
somebody's got to pick up the empty bottles.
I can't go to the next one because I might be booked, but there is still a possibility I show up. I'm just saying, like, don't fucking
break
the character, goddammit, Ace.
Yeah,
mind your own fucking business.
God.
Anyhow, So yeah, I think you're right. Like there is some pressure on Tony to probably not break up Dark Order because of Brody Lee and the fact that Amanda Huber is working for the company. But if it's run its course, it's run its course. They haven't come up with a new leader for it.
Well, and I always felt they never were going to until the kid turned 18. And I know it's like he's what 11 now, 12.
Yeah, if you break him up now and you come back fucking 6-7 years from now, like that's a totally different story, and that could fucking work because like a reincarnation, or you could literally call it the reincarnation. You don't even need to call it Dark Order. The reincarnation,
right.
like that's the fucking way you take that, right? Because now he is the one. You don't have -1, the one.
I hope this kid realizes how lucky he is, though. You know what I mean? He's rolling around in the ring with Ty Conti and Anna Jay, and he's like 12. It's like, bro, in about 5 years, you're gonna wish they'd still roll in the ring with you, brother.
Yeah, well, he's also still doing moves with fucking Natalia and
dude, this kid's going to be trained by some of the top.
Oh,
though,
yeah.
for real. Like that's
Yeah.
he could legitimately become one of the best ever just because of the people who he's going to have in his life training him.
Yeah, it only sucks that the reason why.
Yeah, no, horrible
Absolutely.
reason why, but cool to know that he could very much have that legacy live on.
Fuck yeah.
You know, all right, we already did that. Thunder Rosa against Serena Deeb for the AEW World Champion. The promo was a little rough this week by Serena. I love me Serena Deeb. I love an angry, pissed off Serena Deeb, but shit, man, and it wasn't what she was saying. It was like, I don't know if she was nervous, trying to not forget what she was supposed to talk. I don't know, but it seemed just a little off.
Well, that I don't know if it was 2 weeks or even the week before this last one where they were face to face doing a promo.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And it was literally like they were just reading off a script.
Yeah.
Which sucks because both of them rock.
Yeah.
Right? They both are awesome.
I feel like and this is pretty standard in my opinion with the women's division. They don't give any of these stories any time to breathe. And they have to do that. And what happens is, just like you said, Bryce, they all of a sudden come up with this, you got to be face to face, and you both do a promo at each other, and it sucks because there's no reason for them there's no reason for them to even face each other, really, other than
that is the other thing. Yeah, there is no real storyline here. So
what they're failing to get at, and what they should be fucking promoting, is the fact that they did already face each other for a title before. They did face each other for the NWA.
Well, and I was going to say they're both former NWA champions.
Yeah.
And I believe it was Thunder Rosa beat Serena Deeb or vice versa. Either way, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to tell that story because you have worked with the NWA before. That was how you got Thunder Rosa in the first place.
Right.
Like, that's the story you tell, is literally there's a championship pedigree to both of these women. And now we're going to see them at a different level, at a different event with more fucking people involved. And it's honestly, I think it might be the one that fucking steals the show.
Well, and that's just it. That's why this match is on the card. It has nothing to do with anything other than Tony Khan knows they're going to give out one hell of a match.
Yeah,
right.
The unfortunate thing is the lead into it is very lackluster. There's no storyline other than, hey, these two held the same belt. They fought each other a few times before. They're both going to have one hell of a match together on a big stage. Cool. Well, but like, dude, this is the kind of match that it's like, but this is where I miss being emotionally invested in this because it's going to be a banger of a match. And I want to sit here right now and be like, oh my God, but I'm not. Instead, I'm just like, I know they're going to have a good match. I can't wait to see it. But I'm not like hopped up about it. And it is.
That's how their women's division has been. It hasn't been.
Yeah, you guys are right.
Very great. At times it shows glimpses of being good, and then it just falters for some reason.
See, the big problem here, I also think, is that in my mind, it's always better to have a chase, and it's always better if the face is chasing a heel. And there's to me, there's just something that's sort of lacking in this story. They'll tell that story in the ring, these two, as you said. There's no question that that'll happen. But it's, I mean, to me, it's not as satisfying because I don't really hate Serena Deeb. I mean, she's not like, I don't hate her like I would hate Jade or Britt. So I don't know.
You know, you see what happened with Stone Cold, The Rock. You know, people love to hate him, then they end up becoming the big face. You know, all that. Not everybody can do that though, and I think that's something that gets missed with some of these people. You know, like this match is like, well, you can love or hate her. You can well, now I kind of need one of these two to be the bad guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's just it. New champ, fight Nyla Rose, and repeat. You 100%, Dan, and Lab Glass, 100%. Where the fuck has been Penelope? Love Penelope.
Penelope.
And to be honest, Allie. What Penelope? But I wanted to say Penelope again when I'm trying to say Penelope now and not be dumb. Penelope and the Bunny had a hell of an extreme match with Ty and Anna.
Yeah.
And then after was just like, okay, cool, thanks guys. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
The Bunny Allie is so goddamn talented and good in the ring. I mean, her and Rosemary and Impact and the Demon Bunny gimmick was just amazing.
Right.
And some of the matches you got out of that with them and like Havoc and Sue Young, all that, like, dude, they again, this is where you have a stacked women's roster and you're not using any of them. What's going on?
Well, so
it'll get better. I promise.
Yeah. Hopefully. The one thing about Serena's promo this last week that I not necessarily okay with, but like I kind of appreciated, like the little bit of a dig, was when she did talk to Dustin, because I think Dustin was her into WWE originally, and Dustin's clearly been good friends with Thunder Rosa for a long time as well. But the struggle, if you will, right? Like going through all the things that she's been through because of having to get breast implants to make some old pervert. That, honestly, I fucking marked out for that, dude. I fucking popped hard when she said for some old perverts. I was like, yes, that's exactly what
I just wish he would have been like, listen here, lady.
Yeah,
but I had to wear a fucking teddy under my wrestling gear just so Roddy Piper could strip it off me, grab me by the nuts, and then kiss me. Go fuck yourself. We all had it. We all had to make the old pervert happy. You know what I mean?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, but that would have been better addressed instead of having Dustin Rhodes as your intermediary. You bring Thunder Rosa down and you just tell her face to face, here's the shit I've been through. You got lucky enough. You have your own promotion where it's mostly women. You have success in Mexico. You found your way outside of the shit I've been through. But it's because of what I did that led to you having success. Again, you add on the fucking fact, like, there's a fucking past to every one of these wrestlers. Everybody's gone through shit. Mm-hmm. Bryce knows exactly, what he's been through with fucking James Jeffries and shit like that, man. Like, there's a fucking path to everybody that gets to that level. And you fucking tell that story. That's where you should have gone, and not with Dustin Rhodes for whatever reason, because why involve a man in a woman's
Well, the reason
match?
they involve him is because he's like the main booker for the women's
I
roster
understand.
back there. I mean, that's why.
Yeah,
but it's also one of those things where it's like, like Tony Khan says, I will never be an on-screen character. You fucking are, though. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. You are.
Yeah.
And you have been for a while now. Ford and Kip Saban got married in February. No news on her since he hasn't worked. And that's the other thing. How long are we going to have fucking boxed head Kip Saban?
Samo 5,000.
Like, how long do we have to do this? Can he just finally get some matches again? Love that guy.
I think he should just always just sit in the ring, man, or sit in the fans and just have the box over his head.
It's
That'd
great.
be fucking hilarious.
Well,
he gets paid for that, by the way.
True.
Think about that.
True.
So here's one thing that we haven't mentioned, obviously, and we're not even getting to the World Championship yet. We didn't mention any TNT Championship at Double or Nothing. So I think,
Well,
we
hang
haven't seen
on.
Miro in for a long time, so
Well-
I think there might be a Kip and Miro thing involved with that shit again too. So just gonna throw that out there.
Well, yeah, but who's TNT champ right now?
Sky.
Scorpio Sky.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, so hang on. So MJF and Wardlow obviously are going to have a match at Double or Nothing, but we got to get through Saturday before that's officially announced. And then word is it's penciled in on the card still, but nothing's official. But she's been kind of putting stuff out this last week or two, and that is that we're going to see Scorpio Sky, Paige Van Zant versus Sammy and Ty at Double or Nothing. Paige has been posting her trainings with Gangrel this last week and asking like who wants to see me take over the AEW ring. So we could definitely see that happen Wednesday or Friday night, come together, and that match happen Sunday night. So and that would be great. I would love to see that match. I'd love to see Paige get in there. I mean, shit, the girl does the bare knuckle fighting. Like I'm down to see what she can do in the ring. She's learning from Gangrel, guy's a pro. He's got a great school down in Florida. So like I'm down. You know.
Is it just me or have Sammy and Ty sort of become really like?
Oh, they've become the heel. Like
They're the gross high school couple.
Yeah, 100%. They're the gross high school couple. Yeah, and then they're doing a great job with it. I love it.
Yeah, they turned the TNT title into a cum belt. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
dude,
no, you're not wrong. Yeah, the PDA has gotten fucking way too far, and
I don't blame him. If I was Sammy Guevara, I'd tell the whole world too. I'd be like, you see what I'm doing, guys?
Yeah, hey, you see that shit? Yeah, it's mine. Hey, baby.
Yeah, I do like how like Ace like says that as he fucking raises his hand too. Yeah, we all see what you're doing, Ace. Jesus.
He's pointing at this.
Yeah, huge dong if my hand's up here, Tommy. So, thank you.
No, I'm just saying you raise your hand into the frame. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying I made that joke better. You're welcome. Hangman Adam Page going against CM Punk for the AEW World Championship is our main event. And this is another one. So much tongue. This is another one where it's who's the face, who's the heel. You know what I mean? And again, I don't think this match can get away with it, though. You know what I mean? Do I want to see Punk as the AEW champion? No. I don't think he needs it. The guy's got a storied career already. Will he hold it? Probably. Will it be off Hangman, though? I think it will. I do think they're going to drop it. So Hangman won that in November in Full Gear. There's been mixed reviews on his run so far.
Yeah.
I think part of it, though, is the booking. They just haven't booked him great since then.
Correct.
So, yeah, could Punk pull off this win? Yeah, 100%.
Well, so Punk even brought up the fact of like being like the millennial wrestling star, right? Like I believe he even said like that word or that phrase verbatim. And I think that's where we're getting at is the fact is that it's almost become too much of that fucking storyline, right? And Punk can be heel all he wants. He's still getting cheered everywhere because people still want to see him. He's a draw.
Unless you're in Long Island.
Well, even that, like he was still getting fucking cheered, even if he was making fun of fucking MJF.
I didn't hear him cheer at all, man. He got booed out of that building. They hate it, and that goes back to WWE days.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Long Island just fucking hates him for some reason.
No, I understand the reason. He's a Blackhawks fan, and that like the Blackhawks and Islanders have fucking history. Like
the Blackhawks have history with fucking everybody because
fuck them. Anyhow, so outside of Long Island, Punk is still getting cheered pretty heavily. So it wouldn't be a bad thing to drop the belt to him. I don't know if it makes sense, but also you're right. They haven't booked Page correctly to make him look like a strong champion. They booked him kind of weak.
Not only have they not booked him correctly, his character has done absolutely nothing since he won. The big hug fest, love fest with Ace and Discount is very similar to the one that Hangman had with the Dark Order in Minneapolis, and he's barely spoken to them or interacted with them since. He's barely wrestled. I mean, and I don't take that wrong, because he wrestled fucking Danielson twice.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I mean, if they're going to take it off him, it's certainly the time, and I don't think it hurts Hangman any if they do, because he's sort of he's at this point he's kind of just hanging out there with the belt. He doesn't have really a function. He doesn't interact with anybody else. It's really kind of one dimensional to me.
Yeah. Well, plus they put it on Punk, then they can go in back to Punk MJF, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's would be the most logical thing, because then you put Punk MJF, and then boom, there's MJF, your top heel, getting the belt.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Bryce, I think you're actually very spot on that, because it does make sense, because you haven't had. I mean, Kenny Omega was a heel champion a bit, but you already had John Moxley, who was like a brooding face, and you had Jericho as a heel-ish champion. So to actually have somebody who's going to get booed most places outside of Long Island in MJF, I think that would be the actual move. And especially considering we've already heard some of the rumblings as far as he's not happy about where his creative is, even with the 2-time Dynamite Diamond Ring champion and shit like that. But like, he needs to have an actual title, and that title is the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. There's no doubt about it.
And MJF will get that. But I am very legitimately interested to see what happens in 2024, to see if this was all work, or if all, like, because, dude, it would be one of the biggest deals in the world if he legitimately leaves them for WWE.
Right.
Could you imagine he shows up at WrestleMania? You know what I mean?
The only problem, though, is that they would not allow him to do what he does now in AEW.
They won, but I would think they would find a middle ground.
It depends on who's in charge in 2024.
Plus, let's also say, Cody Rhodes is still there come 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy, because you'd think at some point he'd be, champ.
So, okay, real quick, let's pick our winners for this one if we didn't already, and then we can kind of move on to some of that, because we should talk about some of this real quick. I'm going Hangman, but
Punk.
I'm going to go Punk. I just think it's time.
I don't know. I won't be unsatisfied if either of them win. I just don't. I can't make a choice, because I just don't know.
Well, see, here's my thought process, and I'll end on this for the segment. Again, if Hangman is your millennial wrestling champion, right? It seems like it's a good idea to knock him back down a little bit, to have him again rise back up to face the demons, if you will. Maybe he has to struggle through a couple TNT title belts or something like that. Like maybe he has to go fall back down to the tag championships, or somebody mentioned Dark Order turns on him. That might be a good fucking storyline too, because I think he can handle some of that, but maybe the championship is just not where he's at right now. And that just happens sometimes. I definitely could see him having the championship later on as well, fighting his way back up.
Well, I think they just waited too long for that story. Yep. I think if they would have struck a little bit sooner on the Hangman, it would have been different. But at the same time, how are you supposed to know, right?
Correct.
But I mean, there was a time where he was literally the hottest. Like, they were cheering him over Punk.
Yeah, life happens. And when Ace and I went down last to Chicago, get my brain
all out in Labor Day in September.
When we went out there, we thought we were going to see Hangman.
Yeah,
Hangman's coronation.
We bought tickets to see him win the title, and then instead we got to see him Punk and Daniel Bryan.
But we got to see the coronation in fucking Minneapolis, baby, hometown.
No. But that's and that's all great. but the thing is, it's like it should have happened in Chicago, and just it should have.
No, exactly. All right, so Double or Nothing's Sunday night. It's gonna be good. We'll talk about it Tuesday. Review. No guest next week.
Yep.
We weren't supposed to have a guest this week either, but Bryce was kind enough since he was chatting it up with us to just hop on because
goddamn glory hound.
Because gods know when to be present. Come on.
But you guys brought up an interesting thing, and that was 2024. Who will be running WWE? More than likely Vince and Khan, but a lot of interesting shit going on. First of all, I hear Triple H has made a full return to WWE work, but now we're seeing Stephanie McMahon take a full leave of absence.
Yeah.
From WWE. What is going on over there? You got that stuff happening. Nella, what up, baby? Timmy Nella in the chat, our good friend, part of one of our 2 count brothers right there. He owes us a show though. Since he didn't quite make it long on the last one. And then Lab Glass brought it up too. What the fuck's going on? You got Naomi and Sasha Banks walking out. They've what did he say here? She's upset. They fired half the staff. So Dan saying it's because he heard that. A lot of stuff was going around how they were booking for that 6-way dance on Raw last week. Weren't happy. Apparently, she didn't want to work with some people. They weren't happy with the outcomes, which was weird because it was Naomi was going to win. I think the big thing is they wanted more attention on the tag titles going into Hell in a Cell, and instead it was going to be you damn well you will be, Timmy. And it sounded like Hell in a Cell was going to be Naomi versus Bianca and Ronda versus Sasha.
Yeah.
Granted, yes, you're not paying too much attention to your tag titles by splitting your champions to have 2 separate championship matches, but you're still getting good spots on the cards because you're in a title match.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of this is stemming from when Sasha took her last hiatus.
Yeah, I think, well, you and I kind of talked about that anyways before, as far as she wasn't happy about losing to the Iconics when it was her and Bailey, but it did make more sense because that was a legitimate tag team.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, man, I think some of these people are just kind of sick and tired of the fucking business, man. Like,
but let me ask you this, and this has been kind of the debate. The debate online is, should people have their backs on this? Should they not? Rumor is WWE locker room people are not on their side over this. People are comparing this to when Tony Storm and others left and how they should be applauded for this as well. But I do feel it's a little bit different. And they don't have enough women on the main roster to make up tag division, so they did fuck themselves. No, because you'll make it. No, because he'll make it better, Tommy. He's the true top shelf is Tim Nella.
Tim Nella's way smarter than you.
Tim Nella's VIP above all, if you didn't know.
You fucking haters need to understand, like, he's calling himself top guy Tim now because I'm top
spit out
shelf.
a fact, and you get upset.
I mean, yeah. I mean, even if Bryce met Tim, he'd be like, okay, he's better.
You're like, yeah, he is. He is.
That's how it goes. We're.
I hate both of you. I'm gonna fucking sign off.
You're top 2, Danny. Yeah, I don't. It's one of those things here. First of all, these people are in contracts, right? So you are breaching contract.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come down to it, at the end of the day, this kind of brings back the screw job. You know what I mean? Where Brett is, hey, no, let me just forfeit the title on Raw and then I'll go on my way. Well, no, man. You have to lose it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how this is. This is wrestling. You need to lose it at the pay-per-view because you left us to go make more money at this other company. Understandable, but this is how this has to go. You can't forfeit it and go over there and make it look like you're better than us now. Like, you need to lose it. Yeah, and they're going to. They're going to start bringing up all these NXT people now. They have to get their women stuff going. But I mean,
What's
that's
the
that.
point?
And it is what.
they come up and then they get released in 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah, you
Well,
couldn't
that's
get your
fair.
you couldn't get your new gimmick over.
Well, you
Yeah,
really
you
can't
couldn't get your
release-
new gimmick, your new name for the
Yeah.
3rd time.
Well, I don't know if you can really release talents like Toxic Attraction, though. Like, if you brought up all 3 of them, I don't know if you could release any of them, because that almost makes your shows too pretty, to be real honest with you. But
It's a lot of this is very similar to comedy, right? Comedy, basically we're doing one night contracts, but it's very similar. There are certain bookers who, shall I say, are a bit sketchy, and but
Correct.
the thing is, you know what the terms of that show, that contract is when you take it,
Mhm.
and you can't bitch about it after the fact. Like, for example, if I am booked for 30 minutes or 45 minutes or an hour somewhere, and I say, yeah, and they're going to pay me $250 or $300 or $500 or whatever the fuck it is, and I get there and I'm in a place, and all of a sudden there's 1,000 people there. I can't say, God damn it, these people are charged $10 a ticket. They made that much money. I should get paid more. I don't get to say that because I agreed to the contract, and that's kind of how I feel. If they hit, and I go back and forth, because the whole independent contractor thing throws an absolute bullshit net around the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because as an independent contractor, I get to do the shows that I want to do. I can tell somebody no, unless I sign an exclusive agreement
And
with
they can't.
Booker X. Then all I can do is stuff that they give me.
Yep. And it's such a fuck thing that WWE does to their talent with that whole thing. But again, though, I don't know. So here's my deal. I'll give you guys my honest take on this. It kind of just made me be like, so Sasha's still unhappy, whatever. And I get it. But the other thing, too, is you got to look at Sasha, Bayley, Becky, Charlotte. Had an incredible run, guys. Had an incredible run. And at some point, it was going to have to slow down and eventually end. And at some point, you have to bring new players into that game. This is now that time, unfortunately for her. And I get she's not happy. But Naomi, I mean, you guys know I've never been a Naomi fan. I never probably will be a Naomi fan. To me, it's kind of like, see ya, whatever. Did someone say this? I thought I saw it online. I laughed when they were like, "Well, if Naomi left, how's Jimmy gonna get home? Knows he can't drive."
I literally did something like that too.
You know, but the thing is, she got better in the ring, I guess, but I never really liked the gimmick. And to be honest, I was never a fan of her in the ring. I just wasn't. Naomi never did it for me.
You don't like the Funkadactyls?
Oh, fuck no. I mean, I liked laughing at them in Brodus Clay, but I wasn't like, oh my God, they're so good at touching each other's butts together for Brodus Clay. Like, wow.
Yeah, wow.
You know what I mean? So, so he said that way creepier than I ever would have, Tommy.
He's just better than you.
Okay. So that's kind of my take. Is it's like, it sucks, but also the other thing too is if you're unhappy, you're unhappy. And mental health is a bigger thing now than it ever has been in the world, and rightfully so, and it's a legitimate thing. So, if it's causing mental health issues for her, then yeah, go ahead, leave, do your thing, go get better. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, too, you also have to look at it from the point of view of these people have agreed to stay working for this company that is known for doing this to their talent forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's also just kind of the wrestling business. I mean, look at the people in AEW who all of a sudden we're not going to resign you. We're going to let your contract just run out. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, that sucks, but you have opportunity now. She can just let her contract. I mean, rumor is both of their contracts are almost done already. So they could just let these things run out. These two can move on, go do their thing. I doubt Naomi's going to get picked up anywhere, maybe ROH or Impact. Sasha could legitimately walk over to AEW. Like, they'd be fools not to sign her.
But do you think she goes AEW or she just goes to Hollywood? I mean, she's already
kind of got her
ins.
And that's the other thing. She very much may be done with wrestling. Yeah, AEW doesn't future endeavor anyone. They just say, hey, it was nice seeing you here.
Thanks for helping us start it up. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be
Come on
worse. I
back
mean,
when we're in town.
yeah, because I don't know
Yeah.
how much WWE pays out their contracts after they cut somebody. So, I mean, because they might only do like you get 2-3 weeks of pay or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how they do their contracts.
Exactly. Naomi can be a baddie with the Cargo crew for sure. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's here. The thing that's weird about this has happened before, guys. Austin did this. The Rock did this. This is the first time though where they just came right out and said it on the show as it was happening.
Right.
And then later legit said, like, it straight up shoot press release was like, they left.
Right.
And to pull all their merchandise, and both of them,
Mm-hmm.
I think, have pulled all WWE mentioned from their profiles. They're still technically under contract, though. So, I mean, there's going to be an end to this. But, I mean, that's what's the surprising factor of all this. It's not that they left. It's that they legitimately are using this now, and we're just straight up with it. I know Sasha was at some Stevie Aoki show. There's videos of her surfacing. I don't know if anyone's heard from Naomi. But I mean, it is what it is, and they're going to have to meet with Vince sooner or later, and there's going to have to be a conversation. I would love to be in that room for that.
Tell you where they end
Holy
up.
shit.
Tell you where they end up.
Not the top shelf.
CYN. Control yo narrative. I'm saying it. Fuck yeah, dude. That's exactly what they're doing, man. They're
Well,
just
hang on a second, though. No, but legitimately, we haven't even mentioned this yet, guys, and this is well worth mentioning. There is another promotion that's going to be starting that could very well have the potential to become a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie Prinze Jr. is backing his own company, and I think has already got enough to run for 2-3 years.
Yeah, that's when do you say that was starting? Like 24?
Yeah, and I mean the dude's working his ass off right now, and this is a guy who is let's be honest, comes from a legendary comedic father.
Yeah.
Legend in the game when it comes to those fucking heartthrob movies. And just a good actor. He is a good actor. I mean, no one played a better Fred than Freddie Prinze Jr. and Scooby-Doo. You know what I mean?
Are you out of your fucking mind? He's
What?
a terrible actor.
He's not bad, dude. You didn't like Screaming shit? Wasn't he in that? I don't know. Either way, though, was pretty good. I mean, he did good shit for WWE. Wasn't he the one that pushed Jeff Hardy's title run? But the fact that he like wants to go and do this is huge because he has connections probably better than Khan had.
Yeah.
Probably everywhere.
True.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
So like TV deal easy for this guy. Easy for this guy. Talent-wise, he's friends with all these people. All these talents that have been released, like a Johnny Gargano, not signed with AEW yet. What are you waiting for?
And here's just another little tidbit to throw in there in terms of the TV. The gentleman that was head of Turner at the time that the AEW contract was struck, he's no longer there.
Yeah, he's gone. So they don't have a safety net over there when the next TV contract runs out. Granted, they'll probably be fine. They're getting the views still. Let's be honest.
Well,
Why
so
not? Hey, man, Summer Catch was a good flick.
So I just looked it up, by the way. So She's All That was a Miramax film, which was the production company run by Bob and Harvey Weinstein. And apparently all their back catalog was bought up by Walt Disney Company. And Walt Disney Company is not in the wrestling business right now. So there is a possibility that this motherfucker might find his way over to Disney, put something on Hulu or some shit. So,
well, and the other thing, Netflix,
or ESPN Plus or some shit.
Netflix is testing live streaming.
Yeah. Or maybe Amazon Prime, man. Shit, who knows what the fuck's going to happen? Amazon Prime's in the fucking football game now, so.
I mean,
everything has changed.
Can you imagine if I turn on Disney Plus and I see Bryce Jordan, the Golden God, wrestling on Freddie Prinze's show? That'd be hilarious.
You should be praying. You should be praying to the Golden God himself that actually fucking happens, because one, that brings joy across multiple nations, and then also two, it will bring joy to all of the young boys and girls who just love wrestling so much to see the Golden God Bryce Jordan strewn across their TVs on a regular basis.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if that was the case? And I would be very happy for Bryce if that would
Stop
happen. But
fucking pandering, you son
shut
of a
your
bitch.
ass. Shut your ass, old dipshit.
Yeah, sure.
I would be also absolutely overjoyed if it became known that the translation of Golden God was something obscene in India.
That would be pretty funny. So yeah, dude, the next few years of wrestling.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. We've been saying it for a year now, JR. The future of wrestling, the next 5 years, is going to be very, very exciting.
Yeah.
You got WoW too, and I don't know what they're doing, but we didn't mention this. We'll probably end on this since we're about at that 2 hour mark. But WoW and Tessa Blanchard are no more.
Yeah, poor Tessa.
Dude, that girl's burned every bridge she ever had in the wrestling world.
And the sad part about it is she is so good, and she just has absolutely no sense about her when it comes to dealing with people.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Well, you're
it's a shame
right
to have that talent.
Yeah, I mean, and the worst thing about it is like her exposure to the business before she was in the business was from 80s legends, you know, Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard himself. So, I don't know, man. Like, and that just doesn't translate well to the modern era. Obviously, you know, 40 plus odd years later and shit like that. So,
I mean, good God, I was gonna say I bought that Impact pay-per-view just because I wanted to watch her against Sammy and win the title.
Yeah, that was
and it was awesome.
Yeah, man, it sucks when you just can't be cool to people, and then
yeah, it sucks when you're just a piece of shit.
Yeah, it really does.
And it gets exposed that you're just a piece of shit.
But now, so you know, AJ, Punk's wife, AJ Lee from WWE, you know, she's involved with Women of Wrestling as well.
But she's not actually wrestling, right?
She's not, but that girl just put some pictures out of her from the gym that it's like, yo, she looks like she's getting ring ready, though.
Dude, she's shredded.
Could you imagine if she came back? Because, dude,
because everybody would fucking lose their goddamn mind.
Well, dude, she was good, though. She was legitimately good in the ring. And she's one of those ones that she's like an Alexa Bliss. She's tinier than shit, but she can go all over that ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't know, man. A lot of exciting stuff going on. Bryce, thank you again, buddy. This was fun. It was fun to, you know, maybe do something that was actually more of just talking about actual wrestling. And
just talking about wrestling,
promoting and, you know, kayfabe and everything.
When's your next show, Bryce?
Next show, I think it might just be that Steel Domain show.
Okay.
Where right after that show in the parking lot, JR versus the
main
Golden
event.
God.
Hey, it won't be the first time I got kicked in the nuts at a VFW.
Unfortunately, that might be true for a lot of people.
Yeah,
probably won't be the last. But yeah, guys, so check that out. As long as dates open for me, I'll come up for the show as well. I'm always down.
Let's go.
Yeah, and then July, the Lou Thez George Tregu Hall of Fame weekend, Waterloo, Iowa. Get your passes. Wes and I will be doing another live show, trying to work out the details of that. So stay tuned. Also working out the details of the show return. That's coming very soon. We're gonna have an episode talking about him going to Impact. We just gotta wait for it to air, so he can't actually talk about it yet. But we'll talk about his little Aces and Eights reunion that happened a couple weeks ago.
You'd love it, Dan. You'd absolutely love it.
Dan, you would love Waterloo, the Hall of Fame weekend.
Yeah. It's a party.
And we're gonna do some more promoting as we get into like late June, July for that one. Wes and I again doing the live show. There's going to be a podcast roundtable. I don't know if I'll be on that one, but I've already pitched that JR and Top Shelf will be on it. and that'll
That's right.
more than likely happen. So make sure you check those guys out. And of course, the big show Friday night. Bryce will be there doing his thing, as well as Saturday, just all the fun stuff, and then the Hall of Fame ceremony itself, and the legends. Trish Stratus, of course, being inducted. Jim Ross. You got JJ Dillon's going to be there. Bob Orton's going to be there. JBL's going to be there. A shitload of other names. Jerry, how could I forget? Papa Briscoe's going to be there. The man. So yeah, get your tickets. I think it's like 100, maybe a little over 100 for your all access pass.
130 for the all access pass.
130 for that right now. Get it.
So that's 3 days or full days and a night on Thursday.
Yeah. So it's gonna be good times. Make sure you guys get your tickets for that. We'll all be there. And then August. What's that next Absolute show, Bryce? Is it the 26th? Do you remember? 23rd?
It's around that time frame. I know. It was like August
27th.
August 27th, Waterloo, Iowa again.
Yep.
We'll be there for Absolute Pro Wrestling. I think your match has been announced, right?
Yep. The boys versus the Cowboys from Hell.
That's right. Reunion of the Cowboys from Hell.
It's been a long time.
Man, I hope one of them Cowboys kicks you in the nuts.
There's no shot.
One of them Cowboys will be on our show before that match, so we'll talk to them about that. Good old Justin Decent's going to be coming back here.
Good old Daddy Decent.
Yeah. He'll be back in, I believe, June. We got that set up. And then August 6th, Madhouse Wrestling, Knoxville, Iowa.
Woo!
Bringing it back. Come out, check it out. I'll be carrying on with the ring announcing duties, so I'm excited to get down there, get in the ring, and see everybody. They're announcing names and matches, and that card's going to be insane as well. If you weren't at the first show, get ready.
Oh, yeah.
Where the fuck did Tom go?
This is normal. This is normal for him.
Bryce, what's your social media so people can find you online?
At BJordan24 on Twitter. Fucking Bryce Jordan on Facebook, where I am currently in jail.
Unbelievable.
Way to go, JR.
Yeah, way to go, JR. Your fucking fault. God.
Even I got to side with him on this one. It's your fault.
God, it's your fault.
God damn it.
Yep.
I didn't do anything.
It's my two primaries. I ain't got an Insta. I should probably get an Insta, but of course, technically, I'd be banned on that too right now. So.
Golden God is always welcome there. There he is.
Yeah.
Perfect, man. Yeah, and Golden God's always well. He'll be back on the show. On the show.
And if I'm not on the show, I'll be in the chat grilling JR. And
that's some bullshit.
That's right.
Bring it up.
When we get closer to the Absolute show, maybe we'll bring the boys on.
Yeah, that's right. You have the fucking boys and get into this shit.
We'll get real crazy.
They are the draw on that show.
You think Bryce is jacked? Wait till you see the shank.
Wait till you see the fucking shank.
Yeah,
I mean, he actually works out. I just stand there and look at him.
Well, hey, as long as it works, that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it gets me jacked in the process, apparently.
There you go. Tommy, you got anything to promote?
Nothing. I literally have nothing on the books right now. I'm very disappointed by that, but we hopefully will have something by middle of June. I might have a show. We'll see.
JR, did you have anything?
I have nothing until end of August.
God, what the fuck, guys?
Dude, summer
sucks for comedy, man.
Yeah.
Does it?
It's because what happens is it's really hard to get people to come out to a dark comedy club when it's still light outside.
Yeah, when it's nice out.
Yeah, you know, and up here in Minnesota, the Dakotas, Wisconsin, people they're going to go to the lake and they're going to stay out as long as they possibly can.
Yeah,
so it makes it more difficult up here.
They rather tell their bullshit stories around bonfires and hear our bullshit stories and jokes.
Yeah.
100% true. Yep.
Bunch of posers.
If I had a guitar, I'd go play, Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald at a fucking fire for money.
There you go. Love it. Yeah, man. So we'll be back on Tuesday. We'll give you guys our thoughts on Double or Nothing again. I have tickets for sale. Please buy them. I'll be back in time for my birthday trip just to catch Double or Nothing on TV. So
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I'll be 40 when we come back on Tuesday. I'm
it'll be
depressed.
no, dude. Your world will change.
Yeah.
The world
very,
will
very
change.
depressed. Very.
It'll
depressed.
really change. Well, wait, what do you think it's like when you turn 60?
Oh, I'm gonna kill myself if I make it that part.
Yeah, fucking no. You say that. You say that now when you're 40, but when you get to be 60, you're like, yeah, it seems like a lot of work.
I like how Jared thinks he's going to be around when you turn 60, Ace. So there you go.
Dude,
Dude.
dude, my
Ouch.
last
Ouch.
well, Bryce, I just bought a condo last
Oh.
week, and my last house payment is in 2052. I just put it over. I'm not going to be around for that.
It's true. He's got a 30-year mortgage, and they
they're
think he's going
Fuck,
to make it that long.
I barely think I'm going to be around for that and shit.
They're fucked.
Bryce, we
Anyway.
all know that out of the four of us here tonight, you're going to be the only one that makes it here for sure in 30 years.
You never know. We'll find out June 23rd out in
Yeah, you might be a
Richfield,
little broken.
Minnesota. JR may
Yeah.
take him down.
No,
Hey, now
I
don't
mean,
say
you
the
might be a little bit more
23rd because I
broken
might
than the
show
rest
up
of
on
us.
the 23rd and he's going on the 25th. I don't want to miss my kick
Oh,
in the nuts.
25th. Sorry, June 25th. I'm horrible with dates if they're not in front of me.
Your
June
date-
25th.
Especially since we just said it 10 minutes ago.
Oh, dude.
Ace
Just
is bad
put
with
it over.
names. He's bad with fucking
Oh, yeah,
dates.
My
Oh, God.
brain.
Now, I'm the one who gets dropped on my head. So
You don't know that
You
that's not
did. I
true.
mean, he did take a pretty nasty chair shot to the head.
did brutal. Brutal.
I wonder, God, who would do that to you?
Who would
do
ever
Who would hit you with a steel chair in the head?
Yeah.
Some real POS, if you will.
Oh,
God.
the guy's a huge POS.
The guy is God. What an idiot.
Douche and a half.
Big fucking piece of trash.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't
All
like
right.
it at all. All right, guys.
Cheers.
Again, thanks, Bryce, for hopping on with us.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. even
Hold
though I
tight,
hate you
Bryce.
guys.
Don't jump off, though.
Oh,
And for all of you in the chat, we appreciate you hanging with us and appreciate all your comments as always and your support. Take care, y'all. We'll see you next week on Tuesday.
Yay,
night.
happy Double or
Bye-bye.
Nothing.
Peace.
Oh, I can't.
Well,
I thought
pal.
we were. No, I thought no, we're fine.
We're
I
on
thought we were.
StreamYard.
I thought we were. Yeah, so now we're on the. Oh, we didn't. Yeah, never mind. Okay.
Yep,
God
we're on
damn it.
StreamYard.
Oh wait, that's right. I don't have the close on this show, so let's just do this.